Hi, this is Rostin Callerman with Luke 10 Community. I'm here this morning with Jordan Bunch, who is one of our board members in Luke 10 Community, and he's also been a member of the Luke 10 Community. Jordan, I think you've been part of Luke 10 Community for 7 years now. Is that right?
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jordan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Jordan Bunch. I live here in Pflugerville, Texas, a suburb of Austin, with my wife and my 3-year-old and my 1-year-old, both girls. We live in the Highland Park neighborhood here, which is where we spend most of our time.
So you guys spend a lot of your time there with your family, but from what I understand, you also spend a lot of your time there with some other families there.
Yeah, so we actually moved specifically to this neighborhood with another family who is also part of the Luke 10 community, mostly via extension through us. But we had a similar vision and passion and felt called to a lot of the same things. And so when we were actually home shopping, we did that together. We had somebody watch the kids for us and got in the same car and drove around looking at neighborhoods together. So that in each neighborhood we could kind of talk through what we were seeing, what we were experiencing as we were shopping for the neighborhood. So we intentionally picked this neighborhood and both bought homes in it together.
Okay, so I don't want to just pass that by. That's really weird.
It's weird. Yeah.
That's different. No, I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, "Hi, me and my wife are excited about buying a new house. We're taking this other family along because they're wanting to buy a house in the same neighborhood as us, and so we're going to make this decision together."
Right.
How'd y'all get to the point where that was how y'all wanted to decide where you wanted to live?
Well, they were actually living in Portland, Oregon. Oh, sorry. You want to know where we wanted to live? I think this is an important part of the story, so I'll tell this.
Yeah,
they were living in Portland, Oregon at the time. I happened to have a business trip up there and reconnected with them. They're old friends from ACU. And afterwards, they had asked me a lot about what we were thinking, what we're dreaming about, and what we're doing in Austin. And anyways, we started a Church 101 via Google Hangout with them, Sarah, my wife, and I, and them, while they were living in Oregon. And over the course of several months, so the 4-week course, we kind of at the end of it decided, hey, let's keep going. And so over the course of several months, they decided to move to Austin because they just really caught this vision. Also, he had some family here, so they had some other things that drew them down here. But anyways, you asked the question of why we chose this neighborhood, so I'll skip ahead.
No, I was asking why y'all chose to choose a neighborhood together.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Well, we chose to choose a neighborhood together because we really felt that following the Lord's vision through, specifically, Luke chapter 10, was that we go out in partners. He sent them into the towns and villages 2 by 2, and of course, there's at one level we're doing that anyways by having our spouse with us, but we felt the need to do that as a family 2 by 2, and we just felt that we were going to be able to both be community for each other in a much stronger way if we had that kind of proximity to each other, but also that we would be more effective in what God was calling us to if we were doing it together in the same neighborhood.
That's incredible. So now that y'all are living in this neighborhood together, what does y'all's life look like?
Yeah. So they're about a 7-minute walk from us. We meet together every Sunday morning along with another member of our house church, and we do house church like probably a lot of you do who are watching this. We also have meals together on Wednesday night, and about once a month, rather than having a meal together, we'll eat separately and then come together and walk the neighborhood. We live in a neighborhood that's still developing. They're still building houses here. And so we'll pay attention to the houses that people are just moving into. And then we'll walk those areas and go knock on those doors and, basically offer our peace to those houses. We bake them some sort of sweet treat and give them a little card that has a, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, with our contact information on it. And just basically to say, hey, we're your neighbors, and we want to offer ourselves to you. So we do that once a month. We also try to host a lot of parties along with some other people in the neighborhood that we have become friends with. So there's another family in particular that's not part of our house church, but they are Christian people who are, very interested in the mission of God in the neighborhood. And along with a couple other people who are not Christians, we're planning these block parties that we do about every month. We call it a block party, but it's really a neighborhood-wide party. A lot of times we'll have 100 people from our neighborhood show up.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's really fun. And we have there's a realtor who has his name on a big bouncy house, and so he reserves it for free. He rents it out for free to us.
It's good marketing.
So yeah, we get the big bounce house and we cook out and just kind of do a potluck style neighborhood party about every month. We also have, we do quarterly retreats together with them, where we'll go away somewhere with our families, and sometimes we'll go by ourselves, and other times we've invited some mentors to come along with us. Kent Smith's done that with his wife Karen, and some others have done that for us as well. But we do that. We do a yearly vacation together. And then we also do every other week. We get together, like me and Heath and Sarah and Katie get together privately and have some sort of a hangout time together. So those are usually, for the most part, those are the rhythms that we do. We'll go on a double date occasionally and stuff like that. But those are like the rhythms that we're committed to.
Yeah, that's really good. So I'm wondering, as you're describing all of this, this is so different from a lot of what I hear Christians talking about, and even anyone in Luke 10 talking about. So the first thing that my mind connects this to is all the ways that John especially talks about kind of holy experimentation, and this entire thing feels like just this great big experiment in this neighborhood, almost along the lines of how is it going to change this developing neighborhood? How will this neighborhood develop differently because of how you guys are engaging it right from the get-go, inviting the Holy Spirit into it, inviting Jesus into it, and inviting others into community with each other and relationship with each other right as they're moving in.
Yeah, definitely. I think, we're doing this because this is what we feel the Lord has told us to do. I think a desired outcome of mine, though, is that, as the Lord's told us to do this, and as we're faithful to it, that if this proves to be, if we're right, if this proves to be of the Lord, that this would also sort of be an example to others of a different way of going about life and mission. And so, because like you said, I don't know of other people who are sort of going about the mission of God in this way. Not to say there aren't others. I'm sure that surely there are, but I think it's important that the imagination of followers of Jesus is expanded to all sorts of unique ways to go about being on mission with him.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see this as a way to help also expand the imagination of others. So yeah, that's definitely, it's not why we're doing this, but I feel like it's one of those, I hope that happens for people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I love that this all stems from listening to God for you guys. So it's not, you're not saying, hey, this is, the main reason you're doing this isn't to challenge the church or challenge people to go do the same thing that you're doing. This came from Jesus challenging you through you guys paying attention to Jesus in the way that we do in Luke 10, and then doing it. And that's
so like when they first moved to Austin, we went on one of our retreats. Mm-hmm. And this was one of the retreats that we didn't invite a mentor to. We just set aside, I think like 3 or 4 chunks of time throughout each day that we were on the retreat, just to listen to Jesus and say, what do you want for us as a community? What do you want? What is your desire for us with Life on Mission? And we just listened to him about all those things. And over the course of, I think, 3 days, and each time we had a listening time, we would share with each other. Mm-hmm. We kind of went through some different steps to try to best understand exactly what was from the Lord as those things lined up with each other, and what was just our own ideas and thoughts. And, probably some of both of those things made it into our vision, but we felt really confident going away from all that this really was from him.
That's good. That's really encouraging. Well, we're about out of time. Do you have anything else you'd want to add?
I think we're good if we're out of time.
Well, I'm trying to keep them shorter for the benefit of everyone involved here. So, Well, thank you very much, Jordan. This has been good. It's been good talking to you. We haven't gotten to chat in quite a while, so I've missed you, man.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you. You have a good day, man.
Yeah, you too.